Hey!
Welcome to another Ramble Radio.
But also video.
But also, you're not gonna believe this. Hope you're sitting down for this one, pal. Also,
I
radio.
am.
Isn't that crazy? Also, radio. Also, radio. And
see it.
And you think it's just us?
Who else would it be? It's only been us.
Undeterred, ready to start another trucker convoy. We have the one and only Cody Villafana, everybody. He's getting it ready. They're not taking any bullshit for an answer now. They're fighting for us.
You took some time off of the Senate confirmation hearings today to join us. I appreciate it.
He
I was feeding questions.
Feeding questions to Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
Very nice.
Cody, first off, this should be reserved for Ramble proper. I might read it again tomorrow for Ramble proper, but a Rambler who turned into a Cinesnob listener as well. Cody, this is damning, Cody. I'm sorry. This is Cody. This is right there with the Evan Rachel, as damning as the Evan Rachel Wood documentary is to Manson. This is just as damning on you for different reasons, but still damning. You ready for this?
Is this a bombshell? Are you dropping a bombshell?
It's a bombshell.
Right,
this is from Jeremy Bienvenu.
Whoa.
He goes, I thought it should be known that while it's Cody's own fault that he's missing Ramble 227 for South by Southwest Day Baseball, the Cinesnob podcast hit 227 last month, and Cody made no mention of Marla Gibbs. It's his own podcast.
Wow.
He could have dedicated the episode to her, but nothing. It's obvious that he's only been pretending to be a Marla Gibbs super fan just to be cool, and I think it's disgusting. So there.
Wow. Well, this is a game changer.
This is a game changer.
Now, could it be that I wasn't emotionally prepared? So I made sure that South by Southwest fell on the day. Right. I coordinated Jerry's cancer treatment to make sure that he ended right on the week of South by Southwest so we could start up again. I did not think I was going to get caught, but
well, you're caught.
Hey, you're owning up to it. That's what matters. You missed it. She was so pissed, Cody. She took a hate shit. We couldn't show it.
She did a Hulkamania shirt rip from the.
She had a Cody shirt on that she ripped off when she
Hulkamania style.
Yeah, and then
threw it on the ground
and took a dump on it,
and then took a hate shit on it.
It was. I mean, we couldn't show it, but my goodness,
she was in the waiting room the whole day.
The whole day, and now Jeremy Bienvenu. I mean, obviously, thank you, Jeremy, for going and listening to Cinesnob. But but I mean, my goodness, I don't think that's what Cody wanted when he got. Wow. He didn't want Bienvenu to just put a magnifying glass on the truth, and that's
I mean, we may need some Senate hearings.
I know. My God, this is gonna get
ugly.
But speaking of, now that we have him back, how was this year's South by Southwest Film Festival in lovely Austin, Texas?
Yeah, it was good. I think it was good to actually be back. It's there hasn't been an in-person South by Southwest since 2019.
Wow.
Wow.
It had been a while.
Was it packed? Was it uncomfortably packed at some theaters, or was it like?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit less crowded for sure than it normally is. But I had a mask on basically the entire weekend, and so unless I was eating, I had a mask on. So it wasn't overly uncomfortable, and they would make an announcement like, if we prefer that you have your mask on, and then everyone would put it on. There were no belligerent people.
No dickheads being like, "This is my right as a film critic to not have to wear a mask."
Yeah, none of that, thankfully. But yeah, star-studded. I saw a lot of very famous people in person.
Shit. So this is one thing I naively asked Cody, Eddie, and I'm sorry for outing our personal business like this, Cody, but I was DMing him on Facebook, and normally we DM each other just pictures of our favorite cowboys in the shower, right? Like Micah Parsons taking a shower, or stuff like that's normally.
I'm not shocked by any of that.
That's our DM is what, and we just go, man, huh?
Mike McCarthy nudes.
Oh, just next year, baby. This will be worth so much more, because we're going all the way. But because I naively thought South by Southwest was just like Sundance or Slam Dance. I know Sundance has gotten more big, but I thought it was all indie. But you said some big guns were there too, obviously, with a bunch of famous people walking around.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage were sitting a few feet away from me.
Well, he's in the Nicolas Cage movie, right? The Massive Weight of Talent or whatever that's called.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yeah.
Did that kind of steal the show?
It was really fun. You know what? The other thing too, Kate Beckinsale was in that theater as well because her daughter was in the movie. So
really,
yeah. So she was there, and it was fun. I think that it works really well as a buddy comedy. I think it becomes like a bit of an action movie in the third act where I think it's not as good. But there's a ton of references to Nick Cage movies throughout.
He's playing himself, right?
He's playing himself, but they parody a bunch of like he's saying a lot of like lines from his previous movies and like at one point like he just like walks right into a swimming pool, sort of referencing Leaving Las Vegas and stuff. So there's it's pretty fun. I think that movie will do really well with fans of his. There were a lot of indies. I did watch a lot of indies. One of them was really good called I Love My Dad. That was starring Patton Oswalt. And
I heard that about. Yeah, I saw a tweet about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the movie was written and directed by a guy who apparently this is a true story. He stars in it too, where he had like a falling out with his dad and they weren't close, and his dad was kind of upset at it. And so his dad created like a fake Facebook profile with like a hot girl having like as
a catfished his son.
He catfished his son.
Wow.
And basically it just continued to escalate to the point where they were sexting each other.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. It's it's super uncomfortable to watch, but it's really funny.
Oh my God. Is Oswald the father?
Yeah.
That is dude. Oh my God. Catfishing your own kid. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah. And then there was some stuff that like came out, like that movie X that came out on Friday, premiered at South by Southwest a few days earlier, which I saw there. I saw the new Richard Linklater movie.
How was it? I know you're a fan of his. Does he still have it? Or is he taking a movie off?
It wasn't my favorite. So it's like rotoscoped. So like if you've seen A Scanner Darkly, it's sort of the same style where it's painted over animation, or it's over like live action. It's animated, and it's just a very nostalgic thing about like living in Texas and in the moon landing era. So like in the 60s and stuff. So it's very specific nostalgia. Not really my favorite, but that'll be on Netflix soon. And then one other thing I'll say. I don't know when or how it's going to come out, but there's this documentary about this movie it's a documentary called Spaz, and it's about the guy who worked for Industrial Light and Magic, who basically like is responsible for modern day CGI. So like everything up until a certain point was like stop motion or practical effects, and then basically he was the guy who was responsible for Terminator 2 that kind of changed everything, and then And then there's this really interesting story about how they were going to do stop motion for Jurassic Park, and this guy was like, fuck that, we can do the whole thing CGI. Wow. So he like created behind everyone's back like a demo and showed, and Kathleen Kennedy walked in one day, saw it, and then it got to Spielberg, and Spielberg.
Well, he had it. I saw this documentary. I think they have it also on Netflix on Movies That Made Us for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's that same guy. Yeah,
and he basically was told not to do it. They hired the best stop motion guy, and basically he had his CGI and just had it on the screen on the desk in the front room as they were walking to the meeting with the stop motion guy. So everyone had to walk by the screen and like, what is that? And then that's how he got it done. Yeah. He basically risked his whole career to try to do that because he would have been fired. He was told not to do it.
Jesus.
And the funny thing about, not funny, but the thing about that and what the documentary is sort of about is that because of stuff like that and because like people kept winning Oscars and he wasn't like pulling any credit for it, he basically sunk his entire career, got fired from ILM.
Jesus.
And really didn't work much to this day in the industry.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
but
not
if it wasn't for him, Jurassic Park would have been stop motion.
Yeah.
Imagine how dumb that would have looked.
Yeah, it would have looked like Land of the Lost.
Fucking stupid.
It would have been Land of the Lost.
Yeah,
Imagine if not for this guy when Thanos calls all of his. It's just those skeletons from Jason and the Argonauts, just kind of shittily walking.
This fucking army of darkness.
Yeah.
Well, and you know the guy who was supposed to do it is Phil Tippett, who I've also seen documentary on, and that guy did Star Wars and stuff. So that guy had a high pedigree of stuff, but like this changed everything. And what I find really interesting about the movie is that one. People usually talk about practical effects and they romanticize it and they talk shit about CGI. This one actually flips it and talks about the advancement of CGI, which I think is a unique twist. But also, basically everyone, even the people who work in CGI in the movie, talk about how like it kind of like ruined the movie industry because now they were just churning out bullshit because they were trying to like get the next big hit with great graphics or whatever. Yeah. And so there was that run in like the late 90s, early 2000s of just like garbage CGI or CGI live action hybrid stuff that was just really bad.
Really bad. I mean, but in this fashion, because Terminator 2 still holds up.
Yeah.
Like that's
the first thing he did was The Abyss.
Oh, that still holds up. That was good.
Yeah.
Like, and you see the same thing with the water monster thing that they do when that's still, I think, one of the coolest CGI shots ever, when the T-1000 takes over the helicopter and you just see all that liquid metal just pouring in, and it does a little like get out, and then the guy just fucking jumps. Like that's still one of the most impressive looking.
But it's like
CGI
that. It's like that thing where, like, you know, because they had it and it was so new, so they're just like, let's just keep doing this stuff for like the late 90s.
Right.
And now I think they found that balance where like now CGI can be used to tell a good story.
Yeah.
What Marvel's like a lot of shows have been. It's like when you learn to masturbate. Like when you first start doing it, you're to do it four or five times a day.
Just ruining everything in my mom's bedroom, in my mom's bathroom.
And then 20 years later, you're like, you know what? I have a headache. This will relieve my headache. You use it for a purpose.
Medicinal.
It's
medicinal jizz.
It's medicinal jizz.
Medicinal jizz. Medicinal jizz.
You know, it's not just 5 times a day. It's, you know, there's a purpose to it.
That actually was the name of your band, right?
Yes,
Jerry,
Medicinal Jizz.
Medicinal Jizz. Yes, yep. That was. We might still get back together. We're talking. We're talking in this day and age. We might
post-pandemic reunion.
We might do a Zoom show.
You guys were like a jam band, right?
It's all about the meat. It's all about the groove, baby. That's what we were. And of course, we'd welcome people to jizz in the crowd and stuff. That was, that was kind of our thing. But
not a Jizzapalooza. That's what you guys were trying to start, a Jizzapalooza. Yeah,
we might. It's not over yet.
The dream is still there.
And look, Cody, I'm not trying to brag, but Eddie and I went to a film festival too, not too long ago.
We did.
His son's middle school, Colton.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
I would have liked your expert opinion.
Yeah, you should have been there. They asked 7th and 8th graders to make movies, and it was 99.9% just someone filming their cat running. And that was the movie.
There was one kid that I guess filmed his brother playing baseball.
Yes, at a Little League game, and then just interviewed him for 2 minutes. And then Colton was the only one who gave a fuck. Like he
by a mile.
Awesome Lego stop motion Mandalorian thing, and then at the end he does the Benny Hill theme, and they're all chasing each other through different sitcoms and movies. It was great, all stop motion, very impressive. Colton did tremendous. I remember like telling Eddie, like I was half expecting one video to be a girl just crying, being like, and I told Mr. Henderson I didn't want a back rub, but he kept touching me, like just me too's the fuck out of one of the teachers. Like that would have been like, oh shit, what's happening right now? But it was rough going.
It was rough going.
It was rough going until Colton.
It was a 3.5 hour plus.
Oh
yes,
festival.
Just a blitz of 5-minute long movies from 7th graders.
Some were like a minute, and they felt
like fucking forever. What was the thing, Eddie? One of the guys was like talking about Albert Einstein, and he was like, said my sister created a way to go see Albert Einstein in heaven, and Eddie goes, what if it's just a noose?
My sister created a machine to go to heaven, and it's just like a noose hanging.
It's like, we're gonna go see Albert Einstein, and the kid jumps. It was, one guy, I guess, just had his mom interview him, and he was supposed to be Dr. James Naismith.
One dude just turned on his camera on his laptop and read the Wikipedia page of who was it? What's Leonardo da Vinci?
Da Vinci. He just read his Wikipedia.
Just read his Wikipedia page to the screen.
Wow. It was rough.
It was rough. It was experimental, I guess. You would call it experimental film.
Very
avant-garde film.
Avant-garde
filmmaking.
Oh man! Now I hate to do this, but we're having a good time. But there's contractual obligations in every.
This is gonna be weird for Cody. Hasn't seen him in a minute.
I know.
Man. Skeletor.
Boy.
Cody's back for the Ramble Radio.
Yeah.
We did last week without him.
Yeah.
Are you happy to have him back?
Well, Eddie, that's a wonderful question. I'm glad you've asked. Of course, I always want to see a full house of my targets. You understand? It's always better when I have 3 losers to shit on instead of just 2. You get it? You see? That's how it works. That's where my magic comes in. That's where my prowess, if you will, is just shitting on losers. And if there's an echo, it's because I'm doing this in the middle of He-Man's mother's pussy. Speaking of losers, huh? Well. Cody, bet you didn't see that one coming. You probably been away too long. He probably took you off guard, huh?
Yeah, that was shocking.
Kind of wish
he got you. He got you, huh?
Kind of wish Batman was back. We had Batman last week, Cody.
We did have Batman.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear my favorite Nirvana song? It's
the
saddest one they ever did. It's my favorite.
Go away.
All right, you lied to me. I'm leaving.
No one lied to you.
Okay, Jesus, that mopey fuck.
God damn it.
Criminals are scared of this guy? Take me to Gotham. I'll fuck this piece of shit up in 2 seconds. I really will. What did he do? Well, how did he save the day? He walked 8 people out of a puddle of water. That's all he did.
Okay.
Wow.
It's an oversimplification, maybe, but
that hurts.
It's not inaccurate.
Everyone's mean to me. See?
Not inaccurate.
Okay, now he's crying about everyone being mean to me.
Sorry, Batman.
Sorry. No one's mean to you. Okay,
no one's being mean to you.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, Cody, I'm sorry you have to follow all that.
Sorry, such a dysfunctional family here.
Very dysfunctional that you have to follow that. What are you plugging, man? Where can the fine folk find you? Or do you want them to? Because now they're going to fact check your Marla Gibbs love. Man.
That's fine, whatever. You can find me at Cinesnob Cody on Twitter and Cinesnob Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Nice. Eddie?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. And then Tuesdays, Fridays, we got Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper. And that's it.
All right, there you go. You can find me where you can find these 2 gentlemen here in the Ramble. Also back to twitching. Soon, we're going to bring back Monday Night Football. That's going to be exciting. And Eddie will join us for that. That's going to be even crazier. And then we're what else? We got
Smug Nerd's back. Smug
Nerd is back. He started back up yesterday. And then I have my YouTube thing up and running again. So go find all that shit. Follow it. We love you all. Stay safe. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.